Dude, look at that. That's cement, man. That's a...
I don't have the right tools I need to do this job.
Oh, fudge! What? Jeez.
We're starting here, starting right now. 1, 2, 3. We breathe it in. We feel our hearts, they're pounding, rising up to feel the fire dance wild through our veins. We take a chance, no, we'll never be the same. Giving it all we got, giving it all we can, giving it all we got. Oh, climbing up to the top of the world, no fear, we're gonna make it. Everything we want is ours. Whoa.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing? Just chilling here on the Thai farm on a chilly Sunday morning. I should say chilling on a sunny Sunday morning. I didn't go to the Sunday market today. My wife said it might not be there because today they're having a big concert out there on that same venue, so technically they'd have to clear it all out, you know, make it all nice and everything, put chairs, tables, and construct the stage and all that. So they might have canceled the Sunday market or moved part of it or whatever. But anyway, yeah, it was just too cold this morning. I couldn't even get up, man. I mean, well, I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning anyway until about 5:30, and then it was still cold. And I could feel that I was still cold in my room, so I went back to bed, jumped under the covers, and I got like another hours or so of sleep. I actually, when I went back from my room to my bedroom, when I walked in the bedroom, it was freezing in there, dude, and the aircon wasn't even on. I mean, it was like cold. So I was like, I need another blanket. But after I got up, so that was probably 6:30 or so when I actually got up again, maybe even closer to 7. It was still like 15 degrees out, maybe even 14, but it was, you know, so that's below 60. That's what, 57, 59 degrees or something. And that's, to me, that's, you know, that's just cold, man. I've chased the sun my whole life, you know. I tried to live in warmer climates everywhere I went. It was just better for me. I liked it, or I do like it, but you know, the cold is okay, but not if I can't go outside. So it's warming up a little bit now. I'm still gonna wear my hoodie. I think I actually have one of my hoodies I use for work, but I'll just get started working. I'll heat up probably. I gotta get over to my, you know, my shack. Whoa. Get that done over there. I gotta lay the beams, man. So I've been putting it on. I've been sick actually. Last, you know, since New Year's probably. Started to get a cough. It wasn't, you know, I think the last few videos I might have shared, you know, it was like an asthma cough that I was dealing with. I got the new steroid inhaler and stuff, which was perfect. But then, you know, I didn't have any problems with that, but now of course I would have a chest cold or whatever. My wife had it for 3 or 4 days, nighttime, and she waked me up with all that coughing. And I thought, oh man, don't let me get sick. I don't want to get the flu from her or something. And then it went away for her. And of course, about a day later, I got it, I guess. So started coughing and that, like it. And even now, I have a little bit of a. You might be able to hear it in my voice. Of course, that's my morning voice, but I had you know, I cough up my phlegm and shit, man. But anyway, it feels a little cleaner today, a little clearer today, so I can get to work. I get too many days of not working, and then, you know, it's kind of like that idle hands or whatever, you know. I don't really know what to do myself. If I have that 3 or 4 days, 5 days in a row where I'm not actively working on a project or doing something, then you know, I zone out and just, you know, and if I get my phone, I'm just gonna start swiping. Look at that, I can hear my shoulder popping. Can you hear that? That's my shoulder popping from swiping. Oh my God. Anyway, so I got the plywood, been sitting over there for a while, so I'm gonna cut that up this morning. I'm telling myself this while I'm talking to you, trying to motivate myself. Make that one form for the top. Set the bar up in there and all that. Mix up some concrete, my sand and my cement and my stone, and pour that top beam in there. I can only do the one because that's all the wood I have for now. Let it set up tomorrow. I can do another one. There's my Lazada guy. I'm gonna go get it and see what it is. That's actually why I came out of the house, because he called me. Back at you. Oh. Yeah. My wife got one too. I don't know what she ordered. This one. I ordered a whole bunch of different little stuff. You know, it's everything other than, you know, swiping like this. You know, I'm scrolling through a million Lazada products. There's probably 30, 40 different things in my cart right now. Oh, I got 4 of them? Well, maybe one order. I hate that, you know. I think maybe when I order, you know, when you click on one, 2 pieces come with it. So if you want 2 and you click on 2, you're gonna get 4, which in this case is what I got. Or maybe I got them for my wife or something, I don't know. Anyway, these, got them black. That is, it actually just clamps on your handlebar, so I can hang bags and shit on there when I, you know, coming back from market. That's really what that is. It's a hanger for your motorbike. And then this feels soft. I don't know what this is. Oh yeah. This is a shirt that I got. Actually, I got this from my neighbor. Make sure my hands are clean. And also, see, this is 5X. but that's Thai size, so it's probably extra large. There you go. Royal Enfield. Says built like a gun, goes like a bullet. He's got a Royal Enfield. His brother-in-law got like 2 of them, I think. But and the thing was, you know, so the thing on Azada was that it was wrong. They created the pictures and stuff wrong, I think. So what, they had black and white, and on the picture of the white shirt it said black 5X, and on a picture of the black shirt it said white 5X. And I thought maybe they'd be seeing text in the order, so I picked black 5X, and they sent me the white one. So which means that they probably went with the picture instead of the text. Now I could send it back. I could tell them to correct it, which they might, but yeah, I don't really care. They can yeah, I just got it as kind of a novelty gift. Anyway, enough of Zada. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I gotta do it, man. Gotta go change my clothes, get into my work clothes, bring all my, you know. I look over there, I go, oh, I only need a couple of tools, and of course I'm gonna bring 15 different tools over there. I only need my skill saw to cut the wood, but I'm gonna need my hammer and nails. I'm probably gonna need my screws. I might very well need my hammer drill to screw the wood into the actual cement wall I made to hold the form in place if the clamps aren't big enough. And who knows what else. Then yeah, I should be able to have, I think I have enough cement over there, and certainly sand and rock to make the concrete to fill that first beam. And then maybe, if I'm not too exhausted, because those simple things always turn out freaking harder, maybe I can do some rendering on the outside of that project. Although I would like to render all the way up to where the new, where the beams are. But you know what? I don't think that's right. Wait a minute. Might not be able to do that. Because the way I made that, I have the wall going up at the top in the middle between the two steel beams, right? So I got 2 steel beams with the wall going up in between them. So I'd probably be rendering, or no, that's right. Wait a minute. I think I'm gonna encapsulate the steel beams into that. Yeah, no. So I do have to wait, because what's going to happen is so the steel beams are on the outside, right? And then I'm going to encapsulate the steel beams to the whole top beam. So what that means is that, so the wall will come up and then it'll wind up coming out. So the very top of the structure will have this, will basically have a lip around it, which is fine, just part of the design. So the wall will go up and it'll have a little bit of a lip for that beam, and then but I'll have to wait for that to be in place to properly render all the way up to the top of the lip and make a clean render across it. If I just rendered kind of near there and then put the beam in and then try to fill that little last part underneath the beam with render, it probably wouldn't render as well. I mean, it wouldn't, attach, or in my mind anyway, it wouldn't make a good seal between the previous render and the new render. You know what I mean? Again, thinking it all through while I'm talking it out, because I have no idea what I'm doing. Except I know that what I do is pretty good. It's pretty good. So yeah, it's still cool outside, right? It's still cold, so it's a good time to work. Sun is fast rising. We had meteors last night. It was or the night before. Actually, it's just from I think it's like from the 3rd or 4th of January to like the 10th or something is when when all those meteors come. Although the 3rd and 4th, I think, are the days that you see them the best or whatever. We came out the other night at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Stood out here trying to find them, look at them, because it was a clear night. You could see Jupiter and the moon and all that, but didn't see no meteors, man. We don't really have light pollution out here. That's what they call it anyway, light pollution. But we have our lights, just turn the lights off and everything. It's just pitch black out here. You can see the sky and all the stars. Awesome. But we didn't see nothing. I got a sore neck from looking. I should have just laid down in the street. But yeah. And then tried to go back to bed that night or whatever and get back up 6 o'clock in the morning. I did not get sleep. I haven't had sleep in a long time. Decent sleep anyway. Mostly because I let myself get up. If you force yourself to stay in bed when your mind is saying get up, if you force yourself to stay, you'll toss and turn maybe, but you'll go back to sleep. And if I force myself to sleep and get up like normal at say 6, then I know I feel a lot better. I feel rested. I feel normal. But getting up at 3, staying awake till 4 or 5, go back to bed for an hour, get back up. That's why I've had a headache for a week, in spite of taking aspirin. And of course now deal with my chest cold. Right. Speaking of which, working with concrete dust is probably not gonna be good for my lungs. I'll try and keep it down. Keep water on it. Alright, man, well, hey, let me go get ready for the day. We'll see what I can get done. Alright, man, back at you.
it's not long enough. But so it's got to be like at least 11 feet. So I cut off 2 ends, make a patch for the middle. Hopefully that'll be enough.
Well, I'm nowhere near ready, of course. It's been half the day already. But I have got this part up. It's only on this side. I actually wanted to see if I could get it in place. So that's in place. I'm working on the other side so that I can, you know, cramp them together. But in the process, I noticed something I thought was pretty interesting with respect to this, you know, this ply form that we often use for, you know, for stuff. I mean, I've seen it used for a million different things, you know. But if you look here, let's take my glove off. Check this out, man. So these are pieces that, you know, that I cut, and I noticed that some of them had these little like burn blemishes almost in it, you know, different ones. And then as I made these, because I had to make several cuts, right? I'd cut, trim it off, and this and that. Anyway, you look here. So this is clearly, well, I can feel that just crushes. That might be a sawdust filler where they tried to patch it up, which might be fairly normal, I suppose, doing that. But being that this is cut on both sides, over here, dude, look at that. That's cement, man. That's a little, the brown stuff's like maybe wood putty or something. That's some kind of putty or cement. And the same in here. I can see the rocks in there, and the same over here. I mean, that was done. I wasn't, at first I thought it was me, you know. I thought it was, I raked it across the ground and picked up the stuff in the holes or something. But it's not, it's actual filler. Before they lay that black laminate on the top, right? They have all this plywood, and then they must have some huge gaps or something, and they just lay in concrete or something. I don't know, rocks, some kind of, it ain't wood putty because it doesn't appear to be wood. I knocked it out of there and it crushed like stone. But then I'm looking at all the other parts of the laminate to see where it's, looks like it's got that metal, you know, like heat treated or something. Anyway, crazy, man. Who would have thought you could fill your plywood holes with rocks before you laminate it? Man, that's just crazy. Cray. And it makes it also makes that weird sound when you're cutting through it, you know. Some of that rock I can see looks harder than the other rock. Okay. What the hell? I thought I cut through a nail or whatever. Anyway, yeah, man. From here it looks kind of neat, but it's unfathomable what I had to do, and I forgot about that underbar part, and there's one bar that might be a little bit lower and couldn't raise that up and everything, but it looks like it's about as good as I'm gonna get it. Well, now while I'm talking here, I look here and I see, oh shit, that ain't high enough. I gotta bring that side up. It's not, I couldn't, I mean, even though I marked it with my marker to cut on the line, it don't cut like perfectly straight. So, and of course, knucklehead that I am, I used I tried to remember that on the flat edge of the new wood, I wanted to use that edge to be the one that goes underneath, touching the steel, so it's totally flat. But as it is, I used the, you know, the middle one, so now it's a little bit like that. Anyway, I gotta make do. That's what today's been. Today has been adaptation, a lesson in adapting, figuring out what I'm gonna do to make it where I need it to be. All right, man, back at it. Well, it ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work at all. I just don't have the equipment, man. I don't have the right tools I need to do this job. I could go buy all the shit I need, but what, to buy all that shit just to do this one job? That's not only is it not cost effective, it just wouldn't be prudent. But the sun's over there. It's probably 3 o'clock. I've been at this all day. I made 100 different cuts, 1,000 different nails. Take it out, put it back, climb it, look at different angles, like just like the, you know, and my nerves are shot. Oh. Lowering my tripod. I had to replan it, you know, and set it out, figured it out, and I said, okay, that'll work. And then I'd overlook something, you know, and then that wasn't gonna work. Because the walls, you know, they're flush on one side. The bricks are 3-inch. The beam is 4-inch. The pole, I mean. So one side of the pole is not flush. So I made the forms. It was flush on one side, wasn't flush on the other. I'd have to cut the ends of the form off, you know, after it's all nailed, stuff like that, which normally would be fine. But it doesn't. It doesn't line up like it should, because poles, remember the old poles, they're a little bit crooked. So anyway, and you know, the metal bars going across, screwing it up too a little bit. Tired of adapting. But gotta do it again. So I'm gonna take all this down now. Figure something else out. This
part of the reasoning behind making this solid beam across there. I mean, it's not just that I need, I want the solid beam to add structure or for the top part of the window casing and all, but more so I wanted to encase the metal bar for the aesthetic value of the ledge thing. But in my rethink, I'm thinking, well, is the aesthetic value that important? And or, I mean, I was going to paint all these bars up in here, flat black anyway to match with wood and stuff like that. And I could just leave the bar exposed and paint it flat black, which is probably what I'll wind up doing. And then I can still encase the inside, like between the bars, with additional bar and cement, and still make that happen. And then I'd have to individually cap it on between the bars on the top with the cement, individually form for each one of those, which I could do. But two giant crows, man, they were gonna fly like right through here. But I could also, they have that molding, right? I could actually make a cement mold. I could put something, like the bar, right? I could put the bar on the ground and just put the form on both sides of it and pour over that, so I have a cement mold, take the bar out, right? I got a cement mold, and then I can just slip it over the top of the bar and cement it to the wall as if I made a mold, or as if I poured it. It would look like a pour. It would just that it was be easier to. Hell, I could probably make the mold and put holes in it, and then just screw right through the metal and hold the cement facade right on top of that. Of course, I'm thinking that part of it out right now, but oh Lord. So another day's work shot. Was reminiscent of when I built that house over there. I learned everything when I was doing it. It wasn't just do it yourself. It was LB DIY. Learn by doing it yourself. And I literally was having little minor flashbacks of the frustration part, or the feeling of defeat, like it beat me or whatever. But like that house, I didn't give up. I conquered it. But I don't know how many days I wasted over there, or got set back, from learning. That's all part of it. Now the hard part on this one was that outside one, because I had to make it also, the outside mold had to be totally different than the inside. The inside, I had this nice thick piece of wood on the bottom, laid two pieces, but nailed into it real good and set up. I didn't have that wood for the other side, so I had to use a cut off of plywood. But at the same time, I couldn't just put plywood to plywood. I had to put something underneath that to shore it up. So I had all this other wood. I had to keep nailing it on below there to shore that up, which made it twice as heavy. So so I couldn't lift it, and I'm on the downslope on the outside over there. So I had to use wire to try and pulley it up, just like I did whatever the hell else I was pulling up there. You know, which I figured out how to do it. I got it done, but it's not laid up right, and it's not going to work. But I have to, if I leave it like that right now, or if I take it down and walk away till tomorrow or something, I might have a shitty night. I'll be restless, trying to rethink it again and shit. So I'm going to take it out. I'm going to sort it out. And come hell or high water, I will pour that cement today. Now it's, yeah, that's like a 3 o'clock sun. Got a couple hours. Alright, man, let me get at it, and I'll get back at you. So what I did on the top, I shored up the bottom, but then I just laid the bar. I don't know if you can see it, and I chicken wired it because I didn't have little, you know how you put the square supports in there, wire them all together. I didn't do that. I round barred it, put 2 round bars in there inside of the chicken wire, and then packed it in there. And one thing about this bar here is that, you know, it's an open bar, right? So when I pour cement in there, it'll fill in that open bar. So really, I probably don't even need that chicken wire or bar, round bar, but I overkill it all the time. But I got that done, and for the most part, I don't see why I can't pour it right now. I gotta go get me some cement, concrete, mix some concrete, and make sure it gets in between it and the chicken wire. That's the thing about if you're pouring concrete with chicken wire, you know, you got stones, and if the stones are bigger than the square of the chicken wire, or bigger than the square crossed over or whatever, so it's got to be small. I got to find the small ones. Let's see if I can do it. It's probably 4 o'clock. All right, back at you. Well, I am done. I did pour that beam. Oh, fudge! What? Jesus freaking Christ! Yeah, trip over that, Craig. What I have to do is, to compete with this, is I have to put a piece of wood here tomorrow so I can fill that in with cement behind there. But I just took care of this beam today. It's well, you can see the sun, man. That, my friends, is like a 6 o'clock sun. So, I'm done. but I feel accomplished. At least I got that done. I didn't let it defeat me. I kicked a little bit of ass. Alright man, well, hope you enjoyed that. And yeah, brick by brick, I'll get it done. Alright man, thanks for watching. And keep watching for more remakes, redos here on the Thai Farm.